What's going on, guys? My name's Chris, and I'm with my co-host JP Fluellen, and thank you for joining us for yet again another episode of Success Agent Podcast, where we're going to talk about strategies to help real estate agents sell more homes while spending less time and money to do so with automation and processes. And you can catch us here live on Facebook every single Wednesday on the Success Agent page. And it's really our only focus to create content for you to feast on to really supercharge your business's progress and maximize the results that you're already getting so you can really scale to the next level that you've been looking to go to. We really don't want to mess around here because we're the same as you, which is we want to get as much success as possible with our real estate business. Now, last week we talked about picking a brokerage that works for you and really broke down the processes and the questions that you should be asking and highlighting those important parts that you should be looking for. And today, the first episode of 2019, we're actually going to be talking about setting priorities in both life and business. Priorities are super important. They keep you focused. In business, tunnel vision can actually be a good thing because if you're focused on that one thing, you can probably get a lot more accomplished. JP, what are your priorities for this year?
So, in life, my priorities are really just to get a daily routine that I'm going to stick with.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to, focus on doing it the same way every day. My biggest priority really right now is just to stick with my keto diet.
Interesting.
Yeah. Cause, I think, when I started doing it last year, I really, really felt like I was more focused, more energized. I felt lighter because I was losing weight and just really staying on my exercise routine. And so that's going to be my priority focus this year from a physical standpoint. From a mental standpoint, I'm going to continue to do the Miracle Morning. And I do it every morning with my wife. And so for us to keep our relationship strong. And the biggest thing is when you're strong at home, then you're strong in your business. If you're not strong at home and you're mediocre at business, eventually your business is going to start to fall away because your home life is not right. And when your home life is right, then your life is right, and you're not constantly balancing these two worlds that are constantly colliding on a regular basis. And so it's really, really important to get your home life right. And so if you have a spouse or somebody that does not support you in your business, and they don't believe in you, and you're getting all this drama going on, you're dealing with all this garbage that's basically saying that what you're doing is, a waste of money, you're wasting time, you're not successful, blah, 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 and you have to constantly try to prove that rather than getting encouragement from home and saying, honey, whatever it is that you want, I'm there for you. We'll make sure that we're, supporting you in that. Then I think that in and of itself is going to make sure that, rather than shoveling poop when you get home, you can, hire somebody to do it, because, they got that drama in your life. Nobody needs that, and, and so, I think ultimately, what it's kind of like that, what goes around comes around. If you've got all this going around you at home, it's going to come back around eventually in your business. So,
yeah. Right. So that's your personal. You said you're focusing on keto, and then you kind of brought it in, your life is really one unit, and if you don't have cohesive parts, it's just not going to run right. What about your business? What kind of goals do you have?
So with business, this year I want to double.
Sorry, hold on. Not goals, priorities. What kind of priorities do you have for your business?
Sure. So my priority with business is really keeping to my schedule.
Oh, okay.
Prioritizing my schedule so that, because, when a schedule typically involves you and someone or something else.
Yeah.
And if you're not sticking to that, then people feel like you're being disrespectful to their time.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah, cool. I would say for my priorities, personal, I have sucked at exercise. I just don't do it. And I think that's also mentally affecting me because I'm just constantly telling myself over and over again, you're just not one to exercise, but at the end of the day, I want to be a better mountain biker. So priority for me is actually sticking to a routine, but one that includes exercise. And for business, it's, for the past year, I spent so much time learning, being a student, that I think it's finally time that I start focusing on building something for myself. I have my hands in multiple things, which isn't always the best course of action. You can kind of get distracted. So I'm trying to slim back on what I'm doing, saying no to more people, because it's just a waste of time for not only me, but also them, because I can't give them my full attention. And just really hammering down what I need to hammer down and setting priority on just focusing on results and not, you know, trying to learn, I guess.
And
Removing the
sometimes
student
saying
mentality.
no, yeah, sometimes saying no gives you more priority because,
Oh, yeah.
rather than adding something, you're taking something that you didn't need and keeping it out, and so,
Yeah.
because a lot of times, it's, this is what I'm going to do. And then something's trying to add into that priority train,
Mhm.
and then you have to say no because, and obviously, you can't say no to your wife because you know, she'll be like, oh, oh, hells no, so you've got to like basically, you got to prioritize your yeses against your no.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah. The dog poop is going to clean itself,
true
unfortunately.
that. True that. Unless you get some pets that can, pee in the toilet or something.
Yeah, that'll take some
Not
training.
everybody can have a small cat that can, flush the toilet.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I digress.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways. Yeah. Cool. So setting priorities is one thing. What are some, like, how have you been maintaining your priorities? Because that's something that I've had issues with. It seems like, one week I'll have a new priority, or one week I'll have a priority, and then 2 weeks later I have a different priority. And that's just something I think I've struggled with for a while, which is why I'm kind of in this situation of trying to focus down instead of being so wide open and accepting of anything.
right. So basically, everybody really needs to read either uh, the 10X rule
Okay.
or they need to read Keller Williams' The
The
One
one
Thing.
thing. Yeah, it's a good book.
And, really what you need to do is if you can buckle down and accomplish at least that one thing every day that gets you closer to those priorities, then you're not going to lose focus.
Yeah.
Because what can happen is, and again, it goes back to my priority of keeping a schedule. Because if you keep that schedule and you prioritize that schedule around that one thing that you need to get done that day, and you can't let the sun go down until you get that one thing done,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of goes back to a previous podcast where I was talking about doing, getting the, basically that the one thing that you're doing is getting you towards the goals that you're going to try to accomplish. And so basically at the end of the day, like that thing that you need to do doesn't take away from the bigger picture at the end of the day. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess in a nutshell, keep your schedule and get the one thing out of the way. That goes back to when something that you need to do, you do it right away instead
Oh,
of
yes, that's right.
in your
Yeah.
head you go, oh, I can do that later. I'll just do it later. And then do it later turns into not getting it done. And then you're not keeping
Right.
your priorities because you constantly take that one thing and keep pushing it off to the side,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's why I always try to, and my wife hates it when I do this, but I'm like, I got to do it right now or it's not going to get done. And she's like, well, is it really that important? And it's like, yes, it is that important because if I don't do it now, it's not going to get done,
Right.
and so, my office is in my basement now. So I'm running up and down, 4 or 5 times a day to do something in my office because my phone, my computer's already online all the time, and so I just run down there and it's much easier, on a desktop than it is on, digging on my laptop or trying to do it on my phone or do all this stuff. I just, and that's the blessing and the curse about having a home office.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, it's just so easy. I just run downstairs, And I'm like, yeah, but then you spend your whole entire family life down there. So
yeah, I ended up this past year, man. I was downstairs way too much, but just not getting enough done. It was like this really counterintuitive thing. I was down here all the damn time, but really not getting anything done. And that's just
right.
like, it's like, what the hell is going on here? And that's a lack of setting priorities. All comes
Yes,
down to that.
So
I know you gotta get going. So we're gonna cut this one short, guys. It is a pretty simple topic anyway, at least in theory. But to actually do it, that's the tricky part. And we're gonna be working on figuring or helping you guys and also ourselves figuring out these strategies and implementing them to get the most out of your day, your week, your month, and your year. And a part of that is going to be setting something called the 411. That's basically a Keller Williams little worksheet or thing. Now, we're not going to follow it to a T. I think JP said it really well before this webinar in that, it needs to fit your business model. If it doesn't fit, then alter it so it does fit. So we're not going to be following the Keller Williams exactly to a T, but we are going to talk about what it is, how it works, and how you can implement something like it for yourself in your business. We'll just cut it right then and there. Happy New Year, everyone. JP, how can people get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me at james.fluellen@gmail.com, or you can call or text at 307-772-1184. You can find me on social at JP Fluellen everywhere, or you can go to Google and type in JP Fluellen. You can find me. If you can't find me, you're just not looking. So you get a free 30-minute coaching call with me anytime. And so if you're struggling in your business and you can't find the right way to get to freedom, then give me a call.
We should make your URL jpfluellen.everywhere.
Yes.
Cool, guys. If you need to get a hold of me, just shoot me a message through this Facebook page, Success Agent. You can find my personal page as well on Facebook. My email is chris.successagent@gmail.com. And we'll look forward to talking to you guys next week.
All right. Later. Peace.